Dragon Age the Veilguard has single-handedly been one of the most controversial games that have come out this year. And when I say controversial, I'm not even talking about the game's content. Well, it's related to the game's content. It's more about everything around the game, the discourse, the division in the reviews. I can't remember a game that has been so divisive in reviews. So say for example, right, there are two particular reviewers I look up, well, I'm not saying look up to, but there are two particular reviewers I always go by I won't say go by their word, but I always take their perspective of certain games into consideration before I buy a game. Most of the times I still buy the game if I'm still looking forward to it, but I like hearing what they have to say about the game, and that's Skill Up and Mr. Matty Plays. And both of them both consider this game a flop or a mess. But then you have other reviewers talking about how this game is game of the year, which I think might be an exaggeration, even though I haven't played the game yet. But you have certain reviewers saying that, oh no, this game isn't a bad game. And I think the truth is in the middle. I think this game is getting all the hate for the wrong reasons, which is why I stopped talking about gaming discourse on my channel, because I usually just focus on the games. But sometimes you have to talk about why certain people and why certain games are treated a particular way. And we're going to figure out why certain people think this game is aka a flop, or why some people think this game is good. Men are in a culture, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Senzu. We are back again with another video. Do make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you can. All the links to all my social media channels will be in the description box down below. And now without further ado, let's hop into why Dragon Age the Veilguard and why Dragon Age the franchise is so divisive. Okay, first things first. We need to understand why Dragon Age the Veilguard has caught so much flack. And I think it has to do with the company it's created by. So BioWare as a company has had one of the greatest RPG franchises of all time. And I'm a new Dragon Age fan because the only Dragon Age game I've fully played is Inquisition. But I think most people remember BioWare from the Age of Dragon Age Origins, the Mass Effect trilogy, Dragon Age 2, which I think most people don't particularly have a very fond feeling for, and Dragon Age Inquisition, which I played and I really truly enjoyed. And then you have the flaws of BioWare, which is why I think this game has been so divisive in its many perspectives and its many reviews. You've had games like Anthem, you've had games like Mass Effect Andromeda, two back-to-back flops that have painted a very flawed image of the company of BioWare. So when you hear like a new Dragon Age game is coming out, you're thinking of, oh wait, this game could go either way because we have no idea what we're getting. Are we getting the BioWare from Dragon Age Origins, or are we getting the BioWare from Andromeda or Anthem? I think it all depends. And so I'm going to look at a couple of reviews and look, to just show you how divisive this game is, we're going to look at some Steam reviews, not even some Steam reviews, we're going to look at just how the whole discussion about the game is all over the place. So say for example, on Steam, we have a mostly positive of 7,205 reviews. And you know how the Steam review system works. You have to play the game for 3 hours before you can give a review of the game. Just how many people are currently playing. So currently I'm recording this video at 11:40 a.m, which is in the UK, so that's British Standard Time. And as you can see, we have about 44,000 people playing this game. A lot of people thought this game was going to flop. Quite frankly speaking, some 7,000 24-hour peak, which is good for a single player game. And this game released on Thursday, so this was actually before the weekend came in, so you can't even really be sure how big this could get during the weekend. But then if we go to a site like Metacritic, it's sitting at an 84 on Metacritic. Now, here's the funny part. The funny part is the user ratings is a 3.4, and this paints the picture of what I'm talking about when it comes to video game reviews and when it comes to just the whole discourse around this game. I'm gonna buy the game regardless. I still have Metroid Fantasy to play, so I'm not going to get this game until I'm done with that, but I was going to buy this game anyways. But it's just weird how the review and the discourse around the game has been so all over the place. You have 10 over 10s, you have 9 over 10s, you have 7 over 10s, you have 4 over 10s, and then you have people who are painting a different agenda for this game because it has certain elements in the storytelling, certain elements in the content. And look, I'm not here to, well, that's not true. I am here to judge people. But at the same time, I don't pay that much attention to the whole discourse with, oh, this game is woke, whatever that means. This game is, oh, it's for the DEI and for the irregulars, which, you know what, that's neither here nor there. I've been called a DEI YouTuber, and quite frankly, it is what it is. People are just upset. People have no idea how to communicate effectively what they think about certain games, but that's beside the point. So I think the reason why this game has caught so much flack is because this game goes away from Dragon Age Origins, which a lot of people consider the greatest Dragon Age game of all time. And I think even till now, even the older Dragon Age fans would tell you that Dragon Age Origins was probably the de facto number one. But I think people have to take into consideration, it's a difficult thing to do, especially in game dev, because if we wanted BioWare to go back to their CRPG Origins, Dragon Age Origins, you're always going to be compared to a game like Baldur's Gate 3, and we all know how massive of a game Baldur's Gate 3 is. I still haven't finished that game. I put in about 60 plus hours in. You know what? Let's even check. How many hours I put into Baldur's Gate 3? So I put in about 54.3 hours into Baldur's Gate 3. And if you're going to make a game which is going to be a CRPG, you're always going to be compared to Baldur's Gate, the likes of Baldur's Gate 3, which I don't think is going to pitch in the full picture. So even them going into a more action-oriented gameplay, game style, I would say is the best decision they could have done, quite frankly speaking. And I think that even though people don't look at that as like a big reason why this game had to do this, I think it's probably one of the biggest reasons why there's so much discourse and so much divisiveness in the game. Also, there've been a lot of, especially with Matty Scale-Up's videos about, the storytelling, the plot development, the themes the game touches on. It's not a dark RPG, which Dragon Age has been known to be a dark RPG. But coming from someone who is a very new Dragon Age fan per se, Inquisition wasn't the darkest RPG of all time. I mean, Inquisition wasn't The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3 was way more darker in terms of just theme and in terms of aspects and in terms of topics it touches on, as opposed to Dragon Age. So I've always known Dragon Age to be more of like, okay, there's blood, there's gore, it's cool, it's not, oh, this is dark fantasy. Maybe because I didn't come from the Dragon Age Origins era where that's what the whole Dragon Age series was about. And I think with most games that are made nowadays, it probably just boils down to the fact that people just feel this game isn't for them, and which is perfectly fine. And I think I actually applaud that if you can be very emotionally intelligent and say, hey, you know what? The way this game is going, the art style, how clean the characters look Pixar-esque apparently, it's not for me. And I appreciate that. I appreciate people who are able to say, hey, this game, I'm not the target audience for this game, so I'm going to stay away. I'm not going to say anything bad because I haven't played the game before. But I think for some people, and I think for a lot of people who are very opinionated, and there's nothing wrong with being opinionated, but I think it boils down to the fact that people have no idea how to effectively communicate how they feel about a particular game, unless it's with the whole DEI stigma, the grifter stigma, whatever it is. I feel, and I think, if you don't think this game is for you, I think it's perfectly fine not to play the game. I don't think every single game that comes out should be played. But at the same time, I still think we should have better ways of communicating why this game isn't good. I think the reviews have done very well. I think Matty's reviews, even though Matty had a bit of controversy with the whole, his footage being leaked because of his editor or something like that, I think the reviews from the two people I usually go by, Matty and Scale Up, have been good. The review and their perspective is respected. I still think if you're someone like me who was always going to get into this game, who was looking forward to playing the game, like, yeah, it's action oriented, which is fine, still buy it, still make the decision for yourself. I just think we should stop being so lazy with how we communicate if we don't like something or if we do like something. It's tiring, it's stale, it's whatever. So what do you guys think about the video? Put in the comment section down below what you think about Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Are you getting it? If you are, how you like? If you already have it, how are you liking it? If you're not going to get it, put in the comment section down below why you don't think this game is for you. I'm very sure it's going to come down to the point that it's not Dragon Age Origins, which is a very fair assessment. But I think Dragon Age hasn't been Dragon Age Origins since Dragon Age 2, which has been, what, 10 plus years now. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hope to hear from you soon. Take care.